So in this tutorial, we're going to have our first look at the Foundation's alert system. Alerts, the same as notifications or messages. It's really just part of the Foundation's framework that helps you communicate with the end user by relaying some kind of textual message. An alert can have a number of buttons to them, OK and cancel, your typical ones, or they can just have simple information messages. So if we load our Task Explorer for the MasterDetail form, you will see that we have an alerts branch, and under here we already have one alert called an alert note. The alerts are actually kept in our alerts XML file, and you can see here we have our alert note that has been simply defined. Our first exercise is just to see how we can actually make use of it. And so I'm just going to create a really simple call to that alert just to tell us when we've loaded our data. So I'm going into the form controller, into the task started method, because this is where we have the call to execute query that loads data from the database into our model. And it's here that we're going to first get our alert descriptor. This is the class that represents the alert we're looking for. So alert descriptor, alert equals, and then here is when we access the helper class message services from the Foundation's library, and then use the method find alert, and then the name alert note. So now we found it, what we want to do is we want to add some text to it. So now, of course, we can programmatically modify it as much as we might want to. So alert.set text. So now we're going to add some text. Data has been loaded. And now what we want to do is just show the alert. So here we go to do message services dot show alert, and then add in our alert. So really simple way of using the alerts. Let's have a look at the results. And now as we load the form, you will see that the data appears swiftly followed by our alerts or our notification in the top right hand corner. So the number here, you see that we have one notification waiting for us. The message data has been loaded, but we cannot access anywhere else in the form with any clicks because this is a synchronous message and it is waiting for us to press the OK button. So that was a really simple first example. We're going to now do, again, another simple one, but actually we're going to make this one a bit more interactive. So let's create ourselves a new alert. So we're going to call this alert load data. Do you, and the text being, do you want to load data now? And we type information. We need two buttons, of course. We're going to need OK. And let's type button 1, that'll be the default button. And then we're going to have a cancel button. Type button 2. Finish. Then we save the new configuration and we go back into our form. Now what we need to do right here is we're going to find ourselves our alert. So now it's called alert load data. And now what we want to do is show the alert and get the results or the response from the user. So the results, the response comes as type N number. So response equals message services dot show alert. Now we can say if the response dot equals message services dot button 1. So obviously you could have button 2, button 3, etc. So this is if it's OK, then we can do all of this stuff. And now we can get rid of all of this. Okay, so really simple again. What we're saying is before data is loaded, we want an alert to go to the user saying, do you want to load the data now? If they press OK, then the system will go ahead and load data, but if they press cancel, then obviously it won't. Let's fire up Tomcat and have a look. Okay, so let's load our form now. First thing, we should have the question or the notification to the user before the data appears. Here's our form minus the data. So if we press OK, data loads. Great. Now let's close that and let's try it the other way around. So do I want to load data? Cancel. Nothing. And of course, if I press F8, it just loads data anyway. And here's our first introduction to how to use alerts within the Foundations environment.